Hey guys, how's it going? So we're going to be showing you guys some Bunkai for Taikyoku Shodan. Before we do that, I want to be able to explain real quick the different types of Bunkai that we like to practice. The first one is your traditional Bunkai. That's kind of like your type 1. Type 1 is very literal, very to the kata, no room for interpretation whatsoever. Type 2, you still do the same motions in the kata, but there's a little more room for interpretation to make it a little more practical. Type 3 is all up to your imagination. So it's not necessarily, well, this is supposed to be a down block. Well, I like this motion, and I'm going to use this motion differently. I'm not going to use it as a down block anymore. So we're going to go ahead and show you what would a type 1 look like. So if he's in his front stance, he's got his right leg in the front. So the first motion of the kata before Rylan does anything is step out down block, step up punch. And that's exactly what I have to do for the Bunkai. So again, I face this direction, Rylan faces me. So you can see the first part of where it's kind of like, I don't know if I like that type 1 or not, but it's important to learn it first so that you can visualize what you're doing within the kata. So he does his front kick, I step out, down block, and then for whatever reason he chooses to step back and I get to step up punch. Okay? So if we're doing that live speed, let's go back just a little bit more. Ready, hajime, boom, 1, 2. Okay? Type 2 is, now I get to face him, a little bit more practical. He's still going to kick, but this time I'm going to step out a little bit differently. And instead of stepping up and punching and kind of feeling awkward, you'll see what I'm going to do for a reverse punch instead, or yakusuki. So he kicks, I step off to the side, give him a down block, and then I get to punch. We're going to do it on the other side so you can see. He kicks, step off to the side, reverse punch instead. That's like our type 2. Our type 3 says, all right, well, what if it wasn't a kick? What was it a punch? Could I do a down block or a lower sweep or maybe an upper sweep? So as he's punching like a jab, there's my upper sweep. Okay, so here, boom, and then I could drive in with a good reverse punch, right? So again, 1, boom, 2. Or 1, and then drive in, hook that arm, smash into the knee, and 2 for that punch. Now, if you think about it, well, what's the next step in the kata? It's 1, 2, 3. That third move, if it were a type 1, it would be, all right, he kicks me, I punch, and now all of a sudden somebody else behind me decides to kick me, I block it, and I punch. That's very type 1. But what if it was like a type 3, right? Because first and foremost, I don't feel like I finished Rylan off, okay? I need to finish him. So now he's going to throw his jab off to the side, hook on to that arm, and I want to tuck that in. As I tuck it in, I boom, smash into his face. Now my so-called down block is actually me putting my hand on my palm on his nose. Toucan Sam taught me that you follow your nose wherever it goes. And I do my down block. Now obviously there are several different things that you can do. Hold on to his arm, turn it into an arm bar, or whatever your imagination is up to. I'm just showing you a very introductory level of what a type 3 Bunkai can look like. So again, he's hitting me. All right, and again, I'm hitting. I could go across the throat. I can sweep him. I could go across his face. I could choke and then bring him down. I mean, I could turn around this way. The possibilities are endless. What we typically show our students just as a beginning stage is jab, block, trap, hit, takedown. And that's it for right now, okay? We're gonna move on to the next part of the kata. This was step 3, this was step 4, and then step 5. Really, really similar. So if Rylan's over here, if I'm doing a type 2 or type 3, let's say he kicks with his right leg and punches with his right hand. So he's gonna kick, land, and then with the jab. Cool? Cool. So if he's kicking, go, boom, block. Now I get to trap. Now I get to hit and hook onto him. I got a nice little arm bar right here as well. But I also, because I got a little bit of more leverage here, there's just an easy takedown right there. Okay? Or, if that doesn't really tickle my fancy, kick, come up, hit, and then come back and across without the takedown. It's all up to you because you're noticing, well, there's this motion, there's this motion, there's that motion. Okay? When it comes to the 3 punches, a type 1 really would be he kicks me, I block it, and then he got nervous, I guess. Steps back, 1, 2, 3. Another opinion could be, oh no, you're teaching yourself to charge, right? So maybe you start to move forward and they start to move back and you're learning to charge them, right? That is another opinion. One of my opinions is I hit, well now I gotta practice on the other side. All right, now let's go back to my right side because that's what I really wanted to do for my next technique. Ouchie, I stepped on a thorn. So from there, after that ki-ai, it's a turn down block, right? In my opinion, any turn that you have, there's a throw involved. So let's pretend I did my 3 punches and I ki-ai. So in all reality, let's say Rylan throws a hook, a haymaker or something, come in, bam, 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 whatever you want. My turn down block looks similar to this. You just get them up and over. If you want to be nice, just kind of let them fall over. If you want to be mean and do this technique well, right here, bam, I'm going to come really underneath his center. I'm going to lift him up, and then I'm going to drop him. And that is my turnaround down block instead. Okay? So those are pretty much your few basic bunkai slash type 1, type 2, type 3 for Taikyoku Shodan. There are endless possibilities for the amount of bunkai that you could come up with for your kata. Again, Hanchi Llewellyn, he always says, hey, your bunkai is as good as your imagination. So if you can think of more, awesome. There are so many you can do. We highly encourage you to try to practice the way that it's done in the kata first, and then take it up a notch by making it a little bit more practical, and then get into the fun where it's like, hey, I'm really thinking outside the box. All right, good job, guys.